About the social inclusion part of urban development, that cities are much more inclusive by definition than the rural areas. I would take it from there that in our country we find that urban development catches up rather than it is planned. We find that many of the cities, even cities like Delhi, we do not plan for the basic amenities. Many of the areas, as an example, you will find if you go to a place called Vasant Kunj, there are 3 or 4 big malls. If you happen to come out of those malls at around 11 o'clock at night after seeing a movie, you find that there are around 200 trucks, water tankers kind of thing, lined up to fill up the water tanks of those malls. Similar thing happens that people have been paying like 30,000 rupees per annum to get water in colonies like Vasant Vihar, which is a very expensive place to live anyway. We have not been able to provide amenities even in our urban areas to rich people, forget about poor. Although since the planning catches up, it is not advanced planning. We find that our cities become such kind of a disjointed structure that you have slums on the outskirts of most of the cities. And now this phenomena used to happen 20 years ago around cities like Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta. But with rapid urbanization in the last 10 or 15 years, we find that this phenomena is happening around cities which are 1 million, places like Ludhiana, places like probably Jaipur as well. We are not able to manage these places, and these are the sources of not social inclusion, these are the sources of social exclusion. So many a times we find that these places have no amenity at all, although we claim that urbanization is the next thing happening in this country, and we are investing a lot of money under renewal missions, and the urban development departments are also getting a lot of resources transferred by the governments. Now, how does IT fit into this is anybody's game. I would say that telecom revolution did bring about social inclusion, at least the lowest strata of society, the working class, today is in a position to connect to the, in the same way as probably the rich people or people who are more well off. A telephone is a telephone. A telephone connection is same for you, me, and for a plumber as well. So that is one way in which urban areas have been able to include people in the network. And then comes the services part, the planning part. I would argue that most of the times the planning catches up for the simple reason that we do not have the urban development mapped permanently. We are not able to manage encroachments on the public land. And for that, I think the GIS systems should be used much more for urban planning. They are being used now in many of the planning departments of urban local bodies. Big urban local bodies are also doing that. And but what are the results? I'm not sure. We are at a stage which is still in the gray area. We have not crossed that gray area to go into a very clear use of these GIS mapping in the urban areas and using it in urban planning and then urban development. So I would argue that information technology in various forms can be a good enabler for advanced planning. Our piping networks have to be mapped, and so that we have a better water supply management systems. We have not been able to do it. Same goes for our other municipal services and municipal infrastructure, which has to be properly mapped, planned, kept on a maintenance mode which is automatic, rather than going for small things. You have to launch a grievance kind of mechanism, and then you get that service delivered to you. And so that is the fundamental argument I am trying to make, that information technology should be used as much as possible in the advanced planning, and then we will be in a position probably 10 years down the line to find that, okay, now we are not doing the catching up. We are able to give permission to a particular builder to build something, and we have already planned for the water supply and the other infrastructure services to that builder. Currently, you can see that builders get permissions and they have to source. And many a times in government, we find that the permissions are given that we do not have water supply, you manage your own water. They say, yes, we will manage. But you find them struggling a lot. Most of he mentioned about Gurgaon. Even Gurgaon is struggling. People are paying 18 rupees per unit for the backup electricity. The kind of investment, capital investment which we have done in urban areas, in inverters and such kind of generator sets, it is too much. There is a survey which and a research report which says that we have the common public investing in inverters and other things is costing the country 3 times more than setting up power plants, just to make a comparison. But common man is not ready to pay even higher rates of electricity, which would be very marginal to their pocket if they compare the cost which they incur for backup electricity in the form of inverters and backup generators and other kind of things. Now there it is all advanced planning. We need to use technology, we need to use information technology, we need to use other technologies available for better urban management, urban planning, and that is the only way forward. And hopefully we will be able to achieve some kind of planning model in urban areas where you find that the slums do not develop. And whatever has happened, you are able to clean it up and bring it at par.